Play. Plays means games. But if the month is not finished, chicken is still going to month. No? I cannot say I have.
Hey, good morning. It's 11:05 in San Francisco, 11:04. Should be about 8:05 in Barcelona. And today I wanted to try something different. I wanted to do an impromptu stream. So it hasn't been announced, but it's my way to try to keep on schedule. We had a stream 2 weeks ago where we hacked with Andrew on Video Ask and Shotstack API to connect bunch of APIs to get videos together and stitch them together. Hope you were there. If you didn't see it, it's on YouTube. You can watch the replay. But today, I wanted to try something and pick a topic that I've seen on the forum and see if we can explore that together. Really humble way of going around, fail, try, and see if at the end of the hour and a half, we can have something working. And if we don't, it's okay. That's the whole purpose. Um, I'm Nico. I'm a developer advocate at Typeform, and my role is to get people excited about our APIs and showcase that we can do a lot of things together. So let's get started, right? Should we? Please, if you're here, let me know in the comments, and we'll do this together. So let me give you a bit of context first. What we're gonna try to hack today. There is a topic on the forum that has been around for almost a year. People want to print their Typeform. I don't know for what reason, but people want to do this. And lately, this topic has been going very active, like with a lot of responses and a lot of people that want this feature. But it's most probably something that we're not going to ship very soon into our product. And so we need to fulfill that frustration by providing a solution. And this is where I come in, and this is where I'm here to showcase what you can do with the API and eventually how we can build this using our API and how you can make your own app. So my goal for this stream is to make a small app that everybody could use and that will just achieve this. All right, that's the contract we have. Let's try this. So I'm gonna show you how I do my stuff and how I struggle and how I'm look around. So this is no way an expert stuff. We're gonna use a bunch of React. We're gonna use Next.js, and I'm not an expert in this, so I'm still learning, and we're gonna learn together. All right, so I'm showing you my screen here, and so the first thing we're gonna do is probably create the app. So let's make this bigger here. And so we're using Next.js because this is the cool new framework that everybody's using now. And we're just going to copy the thing on how we create an app here. Yes. And we're going to call this print Typeform. Right. So this is installing a bunch of dependencies, blah, blah, blah. It's doing a lot of things for us. The first thing we want to use, and probably the first thing that we want to have as a feature is like we want people to connect with their Typeform account. So like this, we will get access to all the forms they have on the Typeform account, and then they can connect and we'll pick the form. So, but before this, let's get into the app. So we call it print Typeform. Let's run and see what we have for now. So localhost 3000. What do we have? Boom, we have a really simple small app. So now let's personalize this and let's go into the code and see how this looks like. So hop. Here, over here. And what do we have? So we have public. This is where you put all your assets. Okay, but the thing that's interesting for us is the pages folder that has an index, and this is where we have all this page. We have the app, which is like the main component of the app, and then we have an API folder where you can call your API. So it's like a backend, front end type of thing. If I understand well how these things work. Right, so this is bigger, so you can see it. All right, so now what we want, we're gonna get rid of all this because we don't need that. And really what we just want is we're gonna want something where you get logging into Typeform. So we are gonna do like a logging button, logging with Typeform, and we're gonna want something where you thanks Gabriel for the comments regarding the community. Yes, people want to see this, so let's make it happen. So we want to log into Typeform, load your forms on the accounts, and so for this we're going to use OAuth. And the cool stuff is like there's a library that does this already. So we're going to use a library called NextAuth, and we're just going to follow what they say. And so they say a bunch of things. Probably we first need to install it, no? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't tell you that you need to install it, but yes, here. So we're gonna install this as a dependency on our project. Voila, and now we're gonna do the setup. And so this setup here, they say that on pages API /auth /this name, you have to create a new file. So this is exactly what we're gonna do. We're going here, we're going to new file. We're going to do /beam. All right, that's our new file. And what we want this to be, okay, so the cool stuff is it comes with what they call providers. So if you're doing OAuth, you are basically granting access to your account to this app, and that's going to do stuff on your behalf. And to make the whole integration easier, they have a list of providers that already exist. But us, Typeform, we don't have a provider yet. So we'll have to use a custom way to provide this thing. So here the example is with GitHub. We don't have that. And so how are we going to do this? They have something about custom provider. Was it here? Nope. Custom provider. Oh. Yes, using a custom provider. And this is like the different things you need to provide to make it work. And so because Typeform has an OAuth API, we can use this custom provider stuff. So let's just copy this and we're going to adapt it to ourselves. Actually, this one, because this is where we're going to need to pass more details. So we're going to call this Typeform Typeform. All right, authorization URL. This is the URL that's going to be called to receive your authorized call. I don't know it by heart, so I go into the Typeform API documentation, and then there is something in application that gives us the whole flow for OAuth. So we're going to copy it. It's called authorize. What do we get for the token? This is it. Token, and then user info is where once you have been authenticated, once you have received an access token, what you're going to call to retrieve details about this account. And on Typeform, this is going to be api.typeform.com/me. We're not going to retrieve things like this, so we're going to retrieve, I think, a user ID. So ID. All right, we're going to retrieve an email. And I think, yes, an alias as well. So alias would be like, what is the thing on your account? So profile.alias. So with this, we have a first thing to use a provider called Typeform. Now, if you go back to the getting started, exactly where we were. So we did this at the API route. We did this part. Next, we need to add something above the app. So we're going to share a session across the whole app. And like this, we will get a status of our user that has been authenticated. And we can use this authentication stuff. So let's do this. So we go back here to our app. We add the library, the session provider. And you know what? I'm just going to copy this. And we call that app instead of my app. Perfect. And what did I do wrong? It's already exporting, so I'll make this one here. Okay, so now the whole app will be encapsulated into this session provider. So session should be accessible everywhere in the app. Oh, this is complaining. Yes, because we haven't done the rest. Okay, and so now what we're interested in is like if we go to our page, now we want to provide the sign in and sign out mechanism. So this is already built in by the app, and really we can just do that for now. Or yeah, let's do this. I can do, let's do a sign in button. So we have something that we can show. And yes, compile successfully. So we can open this into here. And so right now we have a sign in button. It redirects us to this sign in with Typeform. But there's something that we haven't done yet is sharing our credentials. So to share our credentials, and actually this is not something that was asked into the provider, but we probably need to provide this. And we are, what was the document here? I think it was asked here, yes. Client ID, client secret. So we need to identify ourselves and the fact that this is going to be our app. So we're going to use for this, we're going to go back to the provider, add 2 more details, client ID, client secret, and we're going to, don't do that. We're going to rename those environment variable to be Typeform client ID, Typeform client secret. All right, and we're going to create a nice .m file where we're going to keep those. All right. And so this should load on its own, and it should go fetch the details of the app, and then should find everything that we need to do the OAuth flow. So now if you go back to our Typeform account, we need to create this app. You can see I have already a bunch of apps here, and I have one that I have previously created, so I can just use it. Let's go to client ID, theme. And I'm just going to hide the client secret for a second. I'll get it from somewhere else. Boom, boom, boom. Where did I get? See? Copy, paste, perfect. All right, you haven't seen anything. So now we have this set up. Did it? Yeah, compiled, okay. Should we go back here? Signing with Typeform, it didn't do anything. Signing with Typeform, try with different accounts. Okay, why? Okay, so if you look at the setup of here, this is something that's provided by NextAuth. They give you a callback URL that you should use into your setup. So localhost API callback thing, that was it. But what does it say? What does it say that it doesn't like? Oh, should I restart this? I relaunched the server, maybe. Yes. All right, that was it. So because I created the environment file, it was not taking it dynamically. I had to restart it. And now it has taken those values, and so now I can process. And so now we're having an error on the OS step from Typeform because we need to specify the scopes. And then here, there is nothing that specifies the scope. So the scopes are a way for you to tell Typeform what are the permissions you're going to ask and which type of details you want to get from a user account. So let's check on the app, on the documentation here. What do they say about scopes? Yes, so authorization, parameters, yes. So there are two things here. This is going to become an object, has this, and URL, this. And if you don't know the scope, so we're going to look again in documentation here. There's a section dedicated to scopes. And I think for our stuff, we're going to be interested in two things. We're going to be interested in getting the accounts details. So accounts read, and we're going to be interested to get forms read. So forms read is getting all the forms in someone's account. And I think this is really much the only thing that we need because we are not interested to get anything else. So by defining the scope, the user only gives you those permissions. So if you want to do something else, like if you wanted to modify the form, this won't be possible because you didn't ask permission for it. And so by doing this, I think we should have everything that we need. Yeah. And so now we go back to our app. Let's refresh, signing with Typeform. Invalid scope. Interesting. Let's see why. So I have a hack. I have another app that I made earlier. And I can look at what I had and why this is not working as expected. Well, okay, scope. Yeah, that's what I want. So scope URL, okay. Let's add offline. So offline is something that you need if you are all right, so we probably need to restart. So offline is something that you need if you connect to someone's account and you want to do this in perpetuity, so you can refresh the token and get more stuff. Invalid scopes. Why did it pass? Can't see the FRMG. Oh, yes. Okay. So interesting. What do we have here? Here we have a tab. That's the reason why it was not working. It had to be a space. So we didn't need offline actually for what we just want right now. So let's keep it to what we had. Okay, never copy paste because that was the issue. I copy paste the wrong character. Okay, so now we are able to get into someone's account. Our app called Print Typeform access to their account. Should say accept. Will be redirected here. And now what we're interested to do is display something else now that they have been authenticated. So for this, we are going back to our example on the getting started. So we've done this, we've done that. And so now here, we're going to use React hook use session to know when a user has been authenticated or not. And so we can do something that looks like this. So if they're in session, it means they have been authenticated. Then what do we want to return? We want to return we want to return something that will be like, hey, then we're going to use their user alias. I think that was, or we can use their email. And we want to showcase a sign up button. Right, so here we have something that's already there, sign out. And why this is complaining? Probably because I need another parent component. And now I want to display only the sign in button when there are no sessions happening. So when the user is not logged in yet. Right, we format this whole thing well. So if you're connected, we greet you. And if you're not connected, we ask you to sign in. All right, let's look at this. Aha! It knows my email already. So we achieved already the first part of this. And if you want to get started just at this step, I actually created a boilerplate for you to use with Next.js and NextAuth. So you can just get this. And it was published yesterday. So it's called Typeform NextAuth example. And you will just be starting at this step. All right, next. Now what we want is to make an API call to Typeform to list all the forms that are into this account. And so what we're going to get for this, one thing we need to do first is, so we can do two different things actually. We can, once the user is authenticated, I want to retrieve all the forms. And so we can do, we can use something from React called use effect, which I think, if I understand well how this works, should be run once. So let's take the function first. So this thing will run here when the variable session changes. That is the purpose of use effect. So if it doesn't exist, it shouldn't run. The moment it exists, this thing should run. And so here we add a test to make sure that it exists. And so now we want this to run. And we want, what do we want to happen? We want to get forms. But no, not to complete. We want to get forms. What is going to be forms? Forms, get forms is going to be a function that's going to call our internal API to fetch stuff from Typeform. So let's say it's going to be on API, Typeform, get forms. And yes, once we have this, we can print the forms that we have received. And because, no, I say wait, fetch. Right. Okay, but this API doesn't exist yet. So let's go create it. So Typeform / get forms. Yes. Okay. And there we are creating a new function. And so what we want this to do is to call Typeform API on, it's going to be on api.typeform.com /forms to retrieve all the forms. But we want to only let people that have been authenticated to do this call. And so for this, we're going to use, again, the next auth library. And we're going to use something that they call get session. So we can get the session across everywhere in our farm. And we're going to do something like this, that if, we're going to do, retrieve that session. So it's similar to what we did in the front end with use session, but this time we're doing this in the backend. And so if there are no session, we're going to say, yeah, return an error. Authorize. And how can we return? Well, then I will return this. And so this now is going to happen. And so what we want to do, we want to get, let's get that response equal. And so here we're making an API call directly to Typeform. Yeah, typeform.com/forms. We need to specify how we're going to authenticate to this. So we need to specify headers. And there's going to be authorization. And this is going to be a bearer token. And we're going to use session the access token. So this is what we get from the OAuth call. We get an access token back, and then we can print it here. Response, and see what it tells us. The response. I see. I think we have it. We have it. Any complaints? No complaints. Let's run this thing. All right, so this should have been run. We see the response here, and response not found. Let's restart. Maybe it has to know that it exists. All right, so API Typeform not found. Do I need to do something different? Oh, did I say? How do I call it? Get forms. And here I say get form. So the cool thing about Next.js is that it creates automatically the routes depending on the structure of your file. So this is cool, but if you have one misspelling thing, then it doesn't work. All right, so that got called. Perfect. All right, now what we see here is the response we get from Typeform, and we get a 4-bit and stuff. So I imagine that there's something missing and that we didn't get the access token correctly. So we can do this here. If we want, we can print a session, beam, and we'll see what it tells us. Refresh. And it says sessions. You see, session only contains the user email and when it expires. So we are definitely missing something. How are we going to do this? We go back here, and we're going to check how we can pass more details. So one thing that is passing into the provider, yes, this is what's going on here. So we can actually store the access token in the session, so it becomes accessible wherever we need it. And I think this is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to copy this. So this is going to be a callbacks here. Ding, ding, ding. Here's what we get here. Profile when we didn't get the alias. Oh, shouldn't have called that alias. Yeah, okay, call that alias. All right, so let's restart. See what we get. So let's go back here. We need to sign in. Sign in with Typeform. We accept. What do we get? What do we get? Beam session now has the access token. All right. Oh, and I call that access token with capital T. Yes. So I can go back to my form here and change this. Refresh. Bim, 200, okay. Okay, so there's still something that I'm missing is how I communicate this back to the, from the API to the front end. And so now, if I have this, okay, so one first thing I need to do is to turn this into, right now it's a, you see it's a readable stream. I think that's how it's called. So I need to turn that into a JSON and get the actual results from this. So one way to do this is to just return a response, but just like this. And from here, send. Actually, I can do JSON of response. So like this, we should get it back into the front end. Beep, beam. What do we get forms, body. Now. So that was it. But now in the front end, where are you? Here, I should probably do the same. So response. Bim. That's the forms, all the forms in our account. So as you see, I have 596 forms on my account. That's a lot of forms. But we only retrieve 10. we can increment this. This is a parameter that we need to pass into the API, but for most people, 10 should be a good number for now. All right, so now we want to display this list here. And for this, we're going to use a state, like hooks stuff. So we're going to call that forms and set forms. And at the beginning, this is going to be empty. And so now what we want is to say if forms, and we can do set forms of, and this is going to be forms dot items. All right. And so now this is going to be, this is just going to be an array of all the forms that we have received. And now we want to display those forms. So we can do something that says, we make a simple list and say if forms, this, and forms of length. So it's like, if there are forms to show, then we can do a map and display this list. And simple form here. I'm gonna call that FID and F title. F title. So this should, once we have loaded all the forms, if we add some forms, it should load list. And did I say const properly? Okay. Why? Constant forms, set forms, perfect. And let's make sure this is forms items here. Yeah, this is it. This is what I want. Okay. Yeah, you put a bunch of console log everywhere. I should give you something. You know what? This is not because here I should probably do a return. Haha, bim. Voilà. So now we have a list of 10 forms. So we can get started on the rest. It took us 40 minutes, but again, I wanted to show you the different steps on creating the authorization between your app and Typeform. And again, I've made that for you and it's available in the example that I showed you. So now what we want to happen is when you click on this form, we want to just print the PDF of it. Okay. So we want to do two things. I think we want when someone click on this, so when someone click on the form title, we can say print form, and we're going to pass the form ID. And so now here, print form, it's going to be a function that's going to take form ID as a parameter, and then we have to decide how we're going to do this. Oops, let's get out of here. To print some stuff in Node.js, I found a library called PDFKit. So I think this is what we want to try to use. So let's try this and see how does it work. This is how far I went in my exploration. Everything that's happening now is live. I have no idea if that works. And if you're joining now, what I'm trying to build is an app for the community where you can create your forms, and I'm trying to showcase how this is built underneath and how that would work. Okay. Let's check. Coming soon. Yeah, so maybe what we want, we can probably. All right, let's create. So we probably want to do that in the API. So let's create a new thing, print form. Bing. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna copy this. So we have the same logic here, and how we gonna want to do this? So this is gonna be called on Typeform / print form, and then we'll do form ID like this. Right. So we are going to retrieve form ID from rec.query. Okay, do that. Rec.query. All right, now this is where the magic happens. So let's add PDF kits. Let's add file system. And so what does it say? We create a new document. Oh, before we do this, we need to retrieve. Yes, so it's probably an intermediate steps here. We need to retrieve the structure of the form. So what are the questions in the form? Do we do that here? Yeah, we don't need to make that into 2 steps. So let's get class form definition equal await of fetch, and this is going to be api.typeform.com/forms/form ID. And so we're going to retrieve the structure of the form, and we're going to have the same mechanism that we had earlier. Authorization error. We had what? We had session the access token like this, and we're going to return this as a JSON. Okay, so this is a form definition, and yeah, if we don't get anything, let's send error to form in. All right, so now we can continue. So we get the form document here. Do we want to create that? What can it can do? Add an image. Add page. So let's see. There's here a text. So let's try that. We can do a text. For now, we're going to keep it like this, and then duck.end, as I saw. And can we return this as a result of our API call? Made it. Awesome. All right, so that's an example. Okay, perfect. Kit, what do I say? Yeah, PDF browser. Oh, so okay, so let's see this PDF kit. I think. So return blob PDF API. So what I want to do is to return directly the PDF. Not what we're looking for. How to send a PDF route. Send file. Yeah. Huh. You know what? Let's first do this route or just output something, and then we can find out where does it go. Beam, 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 beam. But maybe what I wanted to do was this. So this send, and I can set up. I can set up if I want. I can set up the. Yeah, I should be able to set up the content type, right? So this is what I'm going to use an example. Response content type. It's not Express. I'm looking Express. Response Next.js API content type. Send there now. Here that. Send just a response. Perfect. Finish the response. I need more. Yes, set header. Perfect. Oh, it's on the request. So I can do res set header, and this is going to be, I think it's application PDF. Yes, application PDF, and I can do res of send and yeah. That would be a blood. Where is it? Well, I'll try that. I'll try to write this. So we're just sending something empty for now. So this should create an output.pdf file somewhere. And so let's make sure now that you get ready to call this API endpoint, API typeform / print form. I don't think we got anything in JSON anyway, so I don't know if it needs for that. PDF. in PDF. Let's see what we get from here. And we said when you call this, yes, we actually need to pass the form ID. So form ID equal dollar form. All right, let's refresh. Good result. FS, yes. I think there's a new way to that. So FS node. Oh, does it need to be installed anymore? I thought it was part of it. Where are you? Print form? Oh, yeah, mixing stuff. So import PDF document from this, and then import. Well, I don't know. I look on Google and I forgot. I've seen that error before and I forgot how I resolved it. So all right, how to solve index.js. Really solving the error. Huh. Okay. Export. So this. Okay. Then maybe we need to find out before what we're going to do with the FS stuff. Because if we can't save in a file, we probably need to send this and print this. Maybe we have also an issue because blobs true. Let's see, it has examples. So document to blog, boom. Does download here. And blob here. Aha. Michael. Just saw you. Thanks. Let's try that. Let's try that. Import. But I think the issue is Michael, no issues. Michael, you saved my life. Thanks for being here. Good to have you here, buddy. All right. So we were here. What does it say? Can't resolve SFS. Yes. So I think this is a it has something to do with the fact that this is all front end stuff. Yeah. That's probably what this article was saying. Damn. Okay. What other thing I could try? So pfkit. So next, yes, return blob. Can we do that? All right, let's try this with the blob stuff. And so I think we want this to return the blob, and then we can, in the front end, redirect this. All right, so let's add this package, blob stream. Okay. So it's probably import this. And the pipe upstream. So this. And we want this at the end. We want this at the end. Yeah, blob URL. Perfect. Actually, we can do a send. Just gonna get the URL. Let's send URL. Let's say what it says. So this is a lot of trial and error because I don't know about this, but this is exactly how it works. And this is the live card. Developers. I didn't ask you for FS anymore, so why are you complaining? Yeah. Sure. You know what? You have the reserved right to be restarted. Still, why? Oh, who asked for it? Is it Send Express? Yeah, it looks like there's something that has a dependency on this. All right, so let's comment the stuff that we don't need for. Module, binary plugins. Qu'est-ce que je No, low. Oh. All right. I lost track of where this could be happening and why. Why? So we don't escape anywhere. This, we didn't change anything at the end. I would hit it. So probably because we are. Kidding me? Now this thing is on repeat about the FS stuff that we don't need anymore. Why do this to me? All right. I'm not afraid. I start fresh, doing everything on the node modules. Only 2 L's, no need for more. Why this stuff destroy? Oh, destroy? No, where's this? What does it say? So that's going lower. So that doesn't help. Okay, so that's what we saw earlier. Okay. So we are back to something to do in the configuration. Process. I don't know. I never did process. What are you using for process? Where's process? Let's see. Okay. All right, so process is used for returning the environment variables, but I don't understand why suddenly it asked me to install something new that I didn't need or didn't want. Not. That's weird. Yeah, it's asking me to install a bunch of things right now. Why? Pass. Ay, ay, ay. What did I get myself into? I don't get why some stuff were working before. What was the other stuff we saw here? Module files. Pass, pass. I'm gonna do is pass. Hmm. All right. Sorry if you're watching this. This is quite painful to watch. Not the way I want it to go. But this is really, really confusing. This is very confusing. And all right. So one solution I have to this is like, I will leave this project and I will go to my other thing that I had because it's pretty much where I left it. So where so I can let's see if we have the same thing. All right, so this is another project, but it's probably similarly the same base. Nice. And let's see if we take this, can we go further? So here. What was the issue here? Forms and form items. Uh, all right, so we start this new thing. It doesn't let me. Okay, so I need to log out. So what I want to do, delete, sign out, and Can I do this? Hey, it would be awesome if I can do this. Right. So, okay, do something. Ah, this. Okay, that's my forms. Perfect. That's what I want. So we go back here. We create the print form API stuff. What did we say? We get pretty much this. This same stuff here. So we just want the session, do that. And so now we can look at what I had in the other one because I really need to redo this. Up. And this time what I want to do, I just want to take a step here. And I want to make sure I can call this function just like this from here. Print form, beam, form ID, calls PDF. So we're calling again our internal API for this print form, and we're gonna pass as a parameter form ID. Yeah. And then this is it. And here, oh, no. PDF. Okay, so this is what you should get from the internal API. And I want this to happen every time you click on a form. Okay. Okay. So if I refresh this, I have my form. And I click on this. So make sure call print form, beam. And then when I go here, this is form div. Is it actually access to can make this? Yes. I want to make sure I received it. Bim, bim, bim. Yes, we have retrieved this. Okay, so we have this space. We're making a call, we retrieve the structure of the form. This is exactly what we want. So now we're back at where we were, where we need to print this out. All right, so this is where it gets tricky. So we want to install PDF kit, right? Okay. PDF kit, where are you, PDF kit? Yes. So now we're gonna add it here. Actually import PDF documents from PDF kit. Okay, perfect. We're gonna create our new doc. Okay, perfect. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. And we say we're gonna add a text to this doc. Doc, and we're gonna do doc in. That's all we need for now. And now we're gonna refresh this. Any complaint? No complaint. We click this, no complaint. Perfect. So now what we want is to return this doc back. And so this is where we probably need this blob stream stuff. This is where this is gonna be painful. Where was it? No, no. No, I don't this. Paper size, outlines. That's perfect. No. Okay, so I assume this is going to be it. You need somewhere to soup and power. Blob stream module. What does it say? Let's check this library. It's quite old. Is it this? Let's try. Maybe it comes from this library. No, it doesn't say anything. Okay, okay. So let's continue with this. We see what with the stream here. And then we say what? And then we wanted to get the URL. All right, no complaint, no complaint. Refresh, no complaint. Blob is not constructor. All right, I think I saw this there somewhere. So this is. Oh, perfect. Oh, this is exactly what we need. So we can name this blob stream stuff. That's what I want. Okay. So let's get rid of the thing. Let's get rid of this thing. So that's exactly it. So this is going to return like this, we're going to return the PDF right away. No way. Could that be possible? It's not redhead. Wonder if that's going to be it. Okay, and so now we have an issue because we said here in the front end, we said return JSON, and we actually don't do JSON. And now, I'm curious, I want to be able to call this API directly, API Typeform / print form / form ID, and I'll pick, what was the form ID of those things? Oh, I'll pick one here. Beam form ID. Ha! Toma. Okay. All right. So we need. This is all we need. All right, it's an hour and a half. We spent some time on stupid stuff, but I won't let you down. I'm almost there. So now that we saw that we can create a PDF, return the PDF, I think the easiest is actually to now go over the list of fields and add text. So we can do form.def.fields map. Yes. So that's going to be field. And we can do text.field. And here we're going to do field.title. Oh, I didn't check, but maybe this form doesn't have anything. So form.type that. I just tried with this form that has this ID, EKA3 something, but I think it only has one question. So it's kind of boring. What do I have? What are those forms? I have so many forms on my account. So let's check. Let's check. Settings, type. My awesome form, what does it have? We're just gonna go one by one and check. But at least we're able to generate it. So it doesn't look too bad. You know what? I know this one. Now I'm gonna do. Just gonna create a new form from a template, and that will give us a form that has a lot of questions in it. So on my workspace, yes, create a new form. Employee evaluation form. That looks interesting. Yes. Beam, publish. Okay, that's a lot of questions. Exactly what I want. So now if I go here, put this ID. Aha! This is all the questions in my form. Beam. All right, so how we can do this so it looks better? Maybe I think what people were looking to do is like you have a PDF version, and so you have a Typeform version, and then you have PDF version. So you probably want to leave space for people to answer in the form. And we probably can do some stuff different depending on the type of questions you are asking. Because you see, for example, here, this is like a drop down, so maybe there's something we can do on printing all different options. And as I was looking at PDF kits, there's actually a way to do forms. So there might be some stuff already made. Yeah, let's try this. Let's use an example here. Yes. So, and it has to be an init form. Okay. So init form. Next. Don't know if I need to create root field and stuff like this, but maybe. Oh, it's gonna ask me for. So I think those parameters, 10, 60s, 200, those are where it has to go in the form, and the width and the height. It's not gonna be fun to play with. Well, we can try something. So. So I want to create form text. Form text has a name, it has option, text field. No spell format. Yeah. Text field formatting. But if I do this, I think it's the text that gives me the like what is the name of the question and then the box. So you do this, and then here you will do form text. Let's try this. We'll call it field dot. We'll probably give it use the ID of the field. Plain text. Okay. Where do we want this to go? Is it text field formatting? Form text. As a name, and that's a X, Y. Let's see that X, Y. Where is it? X, Y. Width. Let's make something by default like this, and then add. Let's add 20 to Y. Oh, so the cool stuff by using form, it makes the form PDF readable. So you can type stuff, but you see, there's probably an issue on the form stuff. So do I want to go this route? Do I really want to go this route? Yeah, so probably I don't need it that big. All right, so now they have per stuff. Okay. Yeah, I want to give the text here, so I want to know what's their Y for this. So I can put it on there. Where is it? I close the documentation. Forms in PDF. Is there something about label? Label seems to be only for the button. Now you have the color and text. All right, so the tricky part here is to find out how we align stuff all together. I wonder, does this gives us abstract this way? Okay. Text, perfect. You can get colors. This is awesome. So let's see. Do we get anything about this? Like, can I retrieve? Can I retrieve the? Retrieve like the ID of this, and maybe if it's on like X and Y. What this is gonna tell me? Aha! Give me the Y. Oh, gives me a bunch of things too. Let's make it easier. I don't need it here. I do. I'll do this at the end. So let's make sure it gives me a Y that's big enough. Oh. Didn't like something. Huh. Okay. So that's the text object. This is big. This is big. This is big. It gives me the whole document. Right. Let's try to make sense out of this. All right. Readable states. Not interesting. Page buffer. Not interesting. Root. I don't care. Page. Font families. Font. I don't care. X and Y. Outline. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. If I add now that I have this, if I add after it, I'll call it blah, 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 whatever. And now I can do text dot x text dot y. And let's see if this is gonna add. Yeah, I just here. Okay. So by doing this, all right. So now what I think I can do, just it here. So I'm adding the label of the question, and underneath Not quite, not quite. And underneath, I'm adding, yes, that's my issue. Okay. And underneath, I want to add a field. But by doing this, I'm not changing the current value of the y. So the next time I add something, this is going to overlap. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Do I have a... form label. Hmm. All right, so this is gigantic library. Let's see what people have said. No. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, okay. So what I need. Yeah, I need probably something that's a bit more switching, encryption, care, adding content. Okay, oh, it's okay. We had a variable here, y. We're gonna say, oh, yes, yes. Y equal, take that y, plus 20. Yeah. Yeah, so now I need to play with the x and the string. So that's painful. That's very painful. Let's try to keep a value for x. I think it had given us one. Ah, we didn't keep it. Let's say something like this. I know what it can do. Let's add one thing. Let's add title. Title equal, and this is going to be actually be the name of the form. Okay, and now we can do Y, tell Y, X, tell X. So now we can do this, that. Damn. Okay. All right. I think that could be a good step in where we can stop. I don't know. Last thing we can do. Last thing we can do. So now that we have created this form, we want to redirect people here. And so let's do this here. Where was I? Here in the front end. Actually, we want to redirect people. So, good question. This is going to be a question for Next.js. Next.js, redirect. No, so that's not called redirects. It's going to be quite link. Next link. Yes, yes. So import that here. Oh, can it be? We'll try that. Yeah, I think there's probably something we need to do that's better than that on the. So we don't this. We want link to the API, the Typeform, the print form, form ID, form. This is what form .id. Okay. And now I'm blanking. I'm blanking on how to do this with passing this. So, Okay. And so now if you go here, bam, we get the PDF generated. That's all we want. Okay, so now this is the end, and I think this is the right first step. Right on time, as my camera is overheating. All right, you'll see me from here. So right on time. It's been an hour, 45 minutes that we were together. So what we're able to achieve, we have an app that connects to your Typeform account, that lists all your forms, and prints a PDF version of your form, and actually a PDF form version of your form. So you have two options. Either you print the form and you give it to people to answer it, or you can distribute it as a PDF and people will answer it. But if you do this, then you lose all the cool stuff about Typeform. But still, it's a valid option. Yeah, so I hope to make some more progress on this. So adding support for options, so you get to display all different options like tick boxes, a radio button, and see that it was possible with this library. And that will become an app that will be distributed, available online. I'll share with you the source code so you get to play with it as well. And I'm sorry we had some issues in the beginning. I don't like in the middle where we're trying to set up this. I don't know how that happened, but starting from a fresh stuff worked. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next 2 weeks for another stream. Have a good one.